You are listening to Crown Royal Conversations with Annie Mae. Today's topic is role play, but it's going to be like play on words, I should say. We're not going to talk always. The conversation is not going to just be about, the actual role play where you dress up in the bedroom. It's going to also be about the roles that men and women play in relationships. If you're single, dating scene, what should a man do versus what should a woman do? And in marriage, that's the bigger issue. Man's role versus what a woman should or should not do. Has it changed over the years? Things of that nature. But for the first segment, we are going to talk about what goes on in the bedroom. I think role play is important. It changes things up, make it kind of spicy. People want to act differently in the bedroom if you want to be a character. Some of the more kinkier things is people want to be animals and stuff. We already had that little conversation before. But I think the major role play is, cop versus prisoner or school teacher, student, doctor, patient. Let's see. There's so many other things you can do.
Mother, baby.
Yeah, that was in the more kinkier section. Last show was, some men want to have a diaper, so I guess you'd be the baby and they'd be the mother.
Gross.
If you want to be, tied up, things of that nature. But I think the reason why people want to do something different in the bedroom is because, one, it adds some spice to the relationship. Or a person might decide to pretend to be something that they're not or always wanted to be. This is their avenue to seek that. And maybe their partner wants them to wear a blonde wig or do something different, change their appearance for just that moment and pretend to be something different. It can cause strife. From research, if a person is wanting someone to be totally different, they could get offended by it. They want to wear like a wig or act different. They might feel like that person doesn't like who they truly are. I think that's a little bit, too deep into it. But some do get offended by it. I wouldn't get offended by anything particular. Well, it all depends. All depends.
On what?
If I'm with someone and it's certain things I can't be. I can't be, a white female, an African American female. So I would feel like they want me to, have the blonde wig or whatever. Get you a white woman for that, I would imagine. Not to be, I'm just saying I can't be that. But within reason, I can dress up as a character, Superwoman character, Dreadnoughts Marvel.
I can
DC character.
I can do that.
I don't, it can get, like I said, it can get real strange sometimes, the request. But like I said, role play, if you want to spice it up in the bedroom. Have you ever experienced role play or had involved it in your relationships, past relationships?
Tying up, that's about it. I don't do no the role play like the
whole character.
Nah, I don't do all that.
Call me somebody else.
The tying up stuff, yeah, I think that's cool.
It would be
high heels, the stripper thing,
If you were cheating on your spouse or anybody, you can always tell that person to pretend like the person you're cheating on. So in case you call them the wrong name, you can say, "Oh, that was part of the role play."
I mean, if that's what you into, I'm not gonna be in there calling somebody else your name.
Well, I know, but if you slipped up, you can say it was the role play. It's just
yeah, let it slip up. Let it slip up. Let it slip
like,
up.
Can you be Amber today?
I don't know. I mean,
can you be Michael today?
Hey, I mean,
if I actually say Michael, I'll be like, that's your role play name.
As long as it ain't Jackson.
It's not funny.
Don't call me. You can call me Michael Jackson.
I'm just saying.
No, I can go by Michael, if need be.
If you were to participate in role play or have it, what would it be?
tying up or I mean, I don't really look into it like that stuff. I mean, I don't ever see you come in dressed up like a nurse or, you know, police officer or anything like that. I mean, I might get involved in all that stuff if push come to shove, but I don't ever see that happen. So
you're not, it's not necessary.
Now we just have to check it out and see what happens. I mean, I don't really need that role play to be involved with you. I just need, you.
Well, some folks like it, some folks don't. If it adds some spice to your relationship, hey, why not? Get that up. Don't get too crazy with it. So we're gonna our next segment we're gonna talk about. We're gonna switch it up about roles, men and women roles.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So what you sipping on? And we're back. We are talking about role play. Specifically, we're going to change up a little bit and talk about roles in relationships as far as men and women. We're going to talk about dating for people that are single. There are expectations that you have of a man when you date. And for men, I'm pretty sure you have expectations of women when you date. The dating scene is kind of different now. Back in the day, when I was dating, the man paid for things. They paid for the dates. They brought you flowers. They did the whole candy movies. They pay for all the dates. Nowadays, I think this 50-50 thing is going on. That's I don't always agree on that. So let me give you my take on it. For women, for me, when I'm dating someone, I think because women have this thing of I'm equal and all that, and that's, hey, nothing wrong with that. I think that should carry over into the dating scene where I think the men expect women to also pay for dates and things of that nature, not be so dependent on them. So my opinion should be 50-50 in a sense. If the first date should always be something casual, coffee shop, small, drink, appetizer, everybody should pay for their own first date. Yeah or nay?
What?
The first date, everybody should pay for their own. The first date.
I mean, it depends because you got some people nowadays that's in that the guy should pay the first date anyway.
Well, I think the first date, you don't know the person. They don't know you.
So why do you assume it that way and compare it to what you think
the
actual...
Back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day. Now, think about it.
Back in the day, and I'm not trying to say all women were like this, but every once in a while, I like to have a nice free meal myself, a nice meal that, and I would pick out, the most expensive restaurants and order the most expensive meal. But for a person that doesn't know you, they're going to invest $50 on you that night. I mean, that's kind of excessive. I think that's when men start expecting things from women.
Exactly.
So to keep it, first date, to keep it neutral, it should be something small. A man should offer to pay, but I think women should expect it to be, not, I think something small, like a coffee shop or bowling, something where both people can pay for their own. Then after that, I think if a woman suggests, hey, I want to go out on a date, and she wants to go on the date, she should pay for it. But if he wants to go on a date, then he should pay for it. I guess that's how that should work.
Well, I guess. I mean, I don't know how.
And if you want to do something like I want to go horseback riding or something like that, then I would take it upon myself and say, hey, I'm going to cover this since I'm the one wanting to do it. Because I think women, because we have this movement and we want to have equality, be treated equally, that trickles down into relationships. Right, equal pay and be treated the same way as a man. That I think it's changed up. I think that men are saying we're not paying for all these dates.
True.
And I think that back in my day, we were always told if a man pays for dates, they expect something from you, like the punani.
Indeed.
So to keep all that, simple and not an issue, women should pay for some things, and so should men. But men, I think you still should bear the brunt of it all. Meaning,
I agree.
You should offer, but I think women, we also need to say, hey, I got this one, or I'll do the drinks, you do the food. That's, I think that's a good idea
I agree.
on both ends. I think on the date, like I said, dating scene is totally different than it was when I was dating. Like I said, the man paid for most of the things, and it carried on that way for a while. And some men still prefer that way, and that's fine. It's how you want it to be. But I still, like I said, for women, I think we should step up to the plate and help out. If we want to date someone and they want to invest in us, we're going to invest in them too. Let them know that we're also very interested in them. And this whole idea of a man getting your hair, nails, and make all this, women want hair, nails done, and if he can't do this, then he's not going to be a good provider and all that. I don't agree with that. Women, take care of your own self. Men ain't asking us to get their haircuts and their shoes shined because, we would think that they'd be little punks. So I think, you should take care of your own body, your own nails, your own hair. Now, if you're with a guy and he says, hey, I'll treat you till you get your nails done, that's fine. But women, we need to stop expecting men to pay for what we can pay for ourselves. Because if not, we'll look at gold diggers, which is a whole different subject.
Yes,
but,
indeed.
If you were single and you're getting your hair and nails done, why can't you get it done when you're dating somebody? I mean, a man doesn't have to pay for these things for you to see that they're financially stable. I mean, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And men get turned off, I think, when women expect men to do these things for them. So when you're dating ladies, Jerry, did you feel like you had to get their hair and nails done and
not
and take care? And it's a lot of single women.
If I'm dating them, yeah, but if I'm not,
so when you're dating them, then you feel like it is part of your responsibility.
Not really, but
for their upkeep.
I did it to, play my part in a position of a relationship. I mean, I didn't want it to. I guess it was not feel like I was accommodating her, but at the same time too feel like we were in a relationship to give her that opinion of we are, talking. I mean, I would rather not have to pay for, $60 nails and, $40 after I work hard for it and then, but.
So why you say you felt the need to pay for things because you wanted to show her that you could provide for her?
I mean, it's just like in a marriage.
Take care of her.
When you're dating and you're supposed to be exclusive, I mean, that's kind of like the idea is stepping stone to the next level, which I mean, you want to be able to show, hey, I can do things for you, but you don't want to do everything for them. I mean, hell, if they turn around and
pay
say,
bills.
I don't want to be bothered with you. I mean, it depends on what place you're at. If y'all staying in the same place, pay for a bill. If you ain't staying in the same place and y'all ain't in a relationship, don't pay a bill. Just saying.
All right. Well, that is a good segue to the next segment. What you sipping on?
All right.
You are listening to Crown Royal Conversations with Annie Mae. Today's topic is role play. Not trying to be deceptive to the listeners, but a little tricky on the words, play on words. We're focusing on roles that men and women have in dating and in relationships. I think we left off about women expecting a man to, take care of their personal needs as far as hair and nails. That's some of the expectations that women have of men when they're dating. And don't get me wrong, ladies, if you are doing your thing and a guy should notice these things and should want to get your hair done and your nails, and they should offer it. So it shouldn't be a forced requirement, but it should be if a man is a gentleman and they want to help you out or whatever it may be, that is a sign that a man is being attentive to you and wants to pamper you. But if it looks like as an expectation, then men might resent that. Just like women out there, expect men when they're dating them to pay for their bills. I don't know why all of a sudden when we start dating men, we can't pay our own bills. But like I said, if a man is in tune with you and wants to help you, they should see that you have needs. Like, I dated guys and had my own home, and they're like, you shouldn't be cutting the grass. I'll take care of that for you. Oh, great. Thank you. They volunteered that. So it wasn't forced like I made them cut my grass. They saw a need and they would be out there in that hot sun cutting grass, and that was their gentleman thing to do. If they wanted to pay my bill, they might say, hey, I put some money in your water bill. Great. That's fine. But I did not make it a requirement, or I did not feel like I didn't lean on them for that, because you don't want your man that you're dating to feel used, you know. And if a man asks you to pay their bill, you would say, you know, really? So I think it goes both ways. Even if you're a single parent, I know there was a little thing, I think it was on Facebook, where a person went out to eat and she wanted the guy to pay for her kids' food, like do a takeout. And she expected him to order meals for her children. This is the first date, by the way. I said, no, she didn't.
Sound like a Kanye song to me.
I'm just saying, I mean, if you're on a first date with a guy and yes, he knows you have kids, you don't ask this man to buy your kids food. I mean, who does that? I thought that was kind of unusual. But some of the women comments said that, well, he knows she has children and they're a package deal, so he should have no problem paying for the takeout dinners. I was like, really? That's the expectation I think women are having of these men. But see, men don't find that attractive. You know, what you think, Dre? I don't think men find that attractive.
I'm not attracted to it at all. If I'm a first date and I'm taking you out and your kids and, you know.
That's too much. Not the first date.
They talking about wanting to go to showbiz and shit. Nah.
I mean, it was to-go plates. Like, she wanted to order 2 meals to go for her kids. And when he said no, she had attitude. Buy your own kids some dinner. Or you could have simply said to the waiter, hey, I need to buy 2 meals for my kids to go. Now, if he wanted to offer to pay for that, that's great. But don't make that a requirement. And men, they still expect this, women, believe it or not, that, you know, after the third date, we should give up the cootie coo. Why do y'all expect that? I don't know. Some men say, you know, let's see if we're compatible. Well, you don't need to have sex with somebody necessarily to know if you're compatible or not. But I think men feel like it's a woman's role, and even in dating, to please them and to, you know, put it out there that early. And I know there's this 30-day rule or 90-day rule. I think Steve Harvey had talked about it. I don't think it's 1 day, 20 days, 200 days. I don't think it should put a day on it. I thought he put on there. 90-day rule, right?
90-day rule.
But my thing is, hey, do what feels right for you.
Yeah, do what's right.
You know, it could be 1 day, it could be 100 days. You know, that's a sidebar type conversation. But I want to throw that in there that some men are expecting this within 90 days and all that. You know, sex is, you know, you do whatever you feel comfortable with in a discussion.
True.
So as far as a male perspective, Dre, as when you're dating someone, what role should they play? As for a woman, do you expect of them?
In terms of...
And just in dating, like, what is the
man's role in dating? I mean...
No, what do you, as a man, what should a woman's role be?
A woman's role should be, listen, I say you treat every relationship like you want this relationship, like you want something more out of it. And the way you treat them is the way you want to be treated. That's the best way to explain it, because I don't want nobody...
When you're dating a woman, do you expect them to cook for you?
Yeah, if they want me to cook for them, but you know I can't cook, so I ain't gonna run it. But I'm just saying that. But
do your laundry?
I mean, she's over my house. Yeah, if we stay in the same place, probably so.
Okay, hold on. Wait a minute.
Back up
the boat. Doot, 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 doot.
Okay.
Back up. Beep, beep, beep.
Okay.
Okay, so you dating this girl, and they over your house. She's over your house just chilling. You be like, hey, babe, I got some laundry.
No.
Okay.
No.
You just said.
We ain't talking like that. What I'm talking like is this. And this is what I'm saying. Okay. If we talking on a level of, okay, you and this person been dating for a minute. If you and them have been dating for a while and y'all like cool with each other and y'all exclusive and you over at his house or he's over at your house and something probably need to be done like washing dishes or, vacuuming or something and you ain't there or he's there, he's waiting on you to get home or something or whatever. It's in all decency to help out some way or another. We ain't talking like, I can't explain it any different. All I know is treat the person the way you want to be treated. Because if I know like, I know like when me and you was dating, you wouldn't over washing my clothes and nothing like that because
no.
I didn't have no
washer and dryer at your apartment.
You're right.
Are you serious?
But if you got a washer and dryer at the apartment or something like that, you can easily. It's just like sheets. Y'all sleeping and throwing nasty on the sheets. At least if you're over the house one day and you chilling, just wash the sheets. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
Why is it interesting?
We'll come back on that note.
Okay.
Well, what you sipping on?
Alrighty.
And we're back. Today's topic is role play. We've had a great conversation so far about what men and women expect in the roles of dating. I am sipping on some wine, port to be exact, which is kind of sweet, kind of a dessert wine. So I'm just making it changing up a little bit tonight, I should say. My bad. So we're going to talk about marriage. Roles that men and women play in marriage. Now, back in the day when women didn't work because there was really, that was how society was kind of set up. Women were not in the workplace until I believe World War I, and women started to work because we had to work in the factories, make the men's uniforms, all that. So when the men came back from that war, we kind of stayed out there and we worked. That's how we got into work. That's how we did all the working things. That's how it got started. So during that time, women started making their own money. They felt, hey, I can do this. They were working and taking care of home and the kids. And therefore, this whole independent woman came into play. This superwoman came into play. Men didn't really like that shift, I don't think. Women started wanting equal rights. I want equal pay. Hey, it's not just the men working now. I'm making the money. Sometimes women are making more than the man. And therefore, because of all this happening, it changed the relationships in a household, I think. So, women are now, we're not just homemakers. If you're a homemaker, great. I think your role is, taking care of the home and the kids and making sure everything's running smoothly. That does not mean that the husband can't do the dishes or wash the clothes. But from my perspective, I do work. I've always worked. So to me, if I'm putting in my 38 to 50 hours a week and my husband's doing the same thing, when it comes to household stuff, it should be equally distributed. But a lot of women don't have that luxury because their husbands still expect them to, clean the house, do the laundry, take care of the kids, take care of their needs, and bring home the bacon. That's why I say we a superwoman, because that still is expected. But for your relationship, I think it's situational, where I feel like men should not expect us to do all that. Because if you can't do it, then how can we do it? But the expectation has not shifted yet. So for my household, Dre does not know how to cook. He works in the restaurant industry. So, I do most of the cooking. I take care of the kids. He takes care of the kids. He puts them to bed. I put them in bed. He gives them a bath. I give them a bath. He does the laundry. I do laundry. So, we do however we can. There's little minor blips about a little minor issue of the trash. I always felt it's a man's responsibility to empty the trash and to do the yard work.
No complaints.
But yet the trash doesn't get always empty. But you know what? It's no big deal. I take the trash out. The reason why.
Now. Explain the truth. Explain the truth. Wait a minute. Explain the truth, cause we not saying the whole thing. Okay. The issue with the trash is we've got one, two, three, four, sometimes
It's gonna
five
be a
kids
long
in the house.
show.
No, it ain't. 4 or 5 kids in the house right now. All right. Plus my wife. We go through trash like every day, every 2 days. We go through a trash bag.
Okay.
Now, instead of them, this is just me, the trash gets full. They look for me to be a trash man. Like I'm supposed to inspect the trash every morning I get up or every night when I come in.
Right.
And empty the trash can and put another trash bag in.
Right.
But the problem is that between the time we put a new trash bag in and the time I look at the trash can again, it's more than likely full. And instead of them pulling the trash out and sit it to the side, they will leave the trash full and start a new bag on a door.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes,
so
sir.
my issue is, okay, I can take the trash out, but I need to know the trash is full. I'm not going to sit here and constantly be trash monitor for the trash if every day we're filling up a trash bag with like petty stuff. What I mean by petty stuff? Somebody will bring home something for dinner. We throw that whole box in the trash can empty instead of smushing it down or breaking it down or something. We do this and it's like the trash is full overnight, literally. So our thing is I say to myself, okay, if they take the trash out and put a new bag in, I'll take the trash out to the dump and put in the trash can. That's not really the issue. The issue is now, if the trash gets full, Daddy's the only one that takes the trash out of the trash can, tie it up and take it to the trash can outside, where I'm not always home to know that the trash can is full. So at 3 in the morning, I'm supposed to walk in the house and be like, oh, damn, the trash can is full. Let me empty the trash. So the next day it's empty for it to be full again, and I don't know that. So it might be a long show. No, I'm messing with you.
That
I'm just
was
messing with you.
Trey's moment
Yes,
of the
that was
trash
mine.
rant.
Yeah, that was me.
That was Trey's moment.
I'm just saying.
Once again, back to this topic of role play.
I mean, okay.
The role of a husband,
Okay.
in Annie Mae's opinion, is to, and I'm not saying that this is specific to us, but
Yeah, listen
generally
closely.
speaking, I feel, and most women feel this way. Let's just not put me in. Let's say for women. Okay. They expect the role of a husband is to do all the heavy lifting. Like be the handyman, do the yard work, keep the cars clean and fueled, the heavy lifting. Okay. Work, the role to me, you have to have a job, to provide for your family. Okay.
True.
And for a woman's role, if we need to work to keep the, family, how we want to live, we also work. We take care of the kids. We cook, make sure the house is clean, do the gardening. So I'm very traditional when it comes to that stuff. But once again, if I'm out there working, I do expect Dre to pick up some household chores.
Now, has that been an issue?
I'm not saying it has.
Okay.
We just had a Dre moment on the trash. So, your perspective as a man for a woman,
Yes.
what do you think a woman's role is, and what a man's role is in a marriage?
Well, the common role for a woman would be to take care of kids and household, but we live in an age and era where 2 incomes is always better than 1, and we always want things that are always, and then we always want that extra. I mean, you like to do your things, and I like to do my things, and I think the real common role is for the wife to take care of house and kids, but like I
Because
said,
we're the
in this era-
nurturers.
So I mean, yeah, but in our era, in our age, where we are right now, it's usually more common for men and women to both be working to provide for household. And I think where we stand, we have a good boundary. I mean, we got a good foundation. I think the common way would be for women to do some of the odds and ends stuff, and the men to do, like you said, the trash and the lawn and, cleaning the cars and stuff. But it also depends on scheduling, because scheduling doesn't make it fabulous for us.
Well, that's for us because we have
You know.
different day shift, night shift. But I think the overall point is if both people are working
Yeah.
and providing, then both persons need to also take care of home.
Amen.
So, men, if you're listening, if your woman is putting in just as many hours as you are, then you can help wash a dish, vacuum. That shouldn't be all the woman, because they can't. That's like two jobs in one. So just like when you come home and you tired and you want to deflate, so do we. But we do not. We have to come home, cook dinner, do homework, bath time, and y'all sitting with your legs crossed, drinking a beer. That's a problem. I'm just saying, that's my little doo-doo-doo moment. But so in that type of household, I feel like if both people are working, once again, they should both contribute to the household chores. Now, if the woman is not working, their responsibility should be, their job is the home, making sure it's clean, grocery shopping, all that. That's their responsibility as well. It does not mean that a man cannot wash a dish if the woman does not work. Yes, they are the sole provider, but kids they both made the kids. He did too. So if the kids mess up something, he should be able to clean it. The same thing. Watch the kids. I mean, it's equal in that sense, even if the woman does not work. So, just put that out there. Now, there's another role in marriage, the bedroom role. This is one of the little questions I want to ask is,
Yowzer.
What?
I just say yowzer.
The question of the day is, in the bedroom, okay, whose responsibility is it to initiate sex? Now, my point of view is that, of course, you both can initiate it, but who has that role? I think it's the man. I shouldn't say always. Most men I dated, I guess I was spoiled, were the initiators. I never had to request anything because it was already requested beforehand. So I never had to be like, hey, I never had to do any of that, because the person the men that I dated or was in a relationship with, they took on that role. But I think Dre thinks differently. What do you think, Dre?
I mean, okay, since we sitting here and had these wow moments, I'm going to just say this. I don't have a problem initiating the bedroom. I just think that sometimes the woman should take initiative too.
Okay, sometimes. But whose primarily responsibility is it? The man or the female?
No. Wait. Hold on. I think it should be equal. Mm-mm. Yes, it should. I'm going to tell you why. This is the reason why. Okay. And I could be wrong. Brothers, if I'm wrong, go ahead and correct your boy. And ladies, if I'm wrong, correct your boy. But if I'm right, please let it be known. This is my reasoning, okay? Because here's the thing. When me and you were not married, whose initiative was it? It was my initiative, right? Right? Am I right?
I mean, you
Okay. No.
What am I generally speaking?
We're talking about in the bedroom, right? Okay, listen.
You feel like it's 50-50.
Listen. It really shouldn't be 50-50. It should be just the idea of who is more into it, who's more
hornier at that time,
or
because some men say women don't want to have sex, so they have to initiate it.
Just more into it. Because here's the thing about it. Okay, on live radio, I can say I love you, right? And I love you, and I do. But in a bedroom, it's a different scenario. Because why? Because when me and you first met, I initiated. And then there was time that you would initiate. And it wouldn't be a matter of, oh, you initiate today, I initiate tomorrow. You initiate today, I initiate tomorrow. It could be a moment I come in the house, say, "Hey, baby, how you doing?" Give you a kiss. Bam. I could be initiating something. But sometimes you take it as a joke, right? You laugh sometimes. You be like, okay, I can.
No.
Come on, girl. I'll make a dirty joke at you or something. You look at me,
Because it's a joke. That's the point.
How do you know? That could
Because
be initiation.
he.
That could be initiation.
Okay,
You
so
laugh at it.
let's go back. Let's swing back.
I'm just saying. Listen.
In your perspective, generally speaking,
50-50.
you feel like,
And it shouldn't be, I don't consider it a number because it shouldn't be a number put on it because, like I said before, there is no way to initiate how it works. You say, listen, you said it yourself. You have always been to the point where guys you don't have to initiate.
I never had to, and I dated a guy that
may be because
made it clear.
You never either been in real love or you really didn't just care about a relationship. And
No,
you know
that's
what?
not true.
I need this 24/7. Now
They
you
could
did
not
say,
resist. I was irresistible to them, so they always wanted me.
and you still are.
That could be it.
You still are. You're
But
irresistible to me. But
I
I'm just saying.
remember I had a conversation with a guy I dated, and he specifically told. This is when I was like, "Oh, okay, interesting." He specifically said, "I'm the man." Like, he felt like it was a man's role to initiate sex with his woman. I'm the man. He was more of an alpha type person. He made that quite clear. Not to say that I could not, but he felt like that was a man's role to come in and say, "Come on, lady, let's do whatever it was." He felt that was his that was one of his roles as a man.
But does that not make you feel uncomfortable?
No, they take charge. I'll get you, if you're in the mood, I'll get you in the mood. That type of idea is what he had taken on. So I assumed that all men were like that, honestly, until, maybe I was not accurate. Now, I'm not saying women can't initiate, but I still feel like, it's a man's responsibility. You have not swayed me on this one.
I'm not trying to sway you on this one.
But it's okay.
Listen, I'm not trying to sway you on this. I'm just saying, there's times where somebody will want, you done met somebody.
Take charge,
listen,
man.
listen.
Come on.
I know.
Let's just do this. Grab me by my hair, drag me in the bedroom, bam, bam, bam.
Damn,
you know what I'm saying?
Caveman
I'm just saying.
Caveman sex, don't you?
That a lot of men feel that way.
The Captain Caveman sex.
Because a lot of men feel like women don't really want to have sex, so they have to be the ones that kind of make it happen. But I'm not that kind of woman. I don't deny. Well, I deny yourself. So,
well, let me ask you this then. You said in the past you've had somebody that you were obsessed over or loved sex from. You didn't initiate ever with him?
We were in a that was a different relationship.
No.
We were lovers. So therefore there was a mutual ground on that.
But we're talking
not
about
marriage.
Bedroom. We're talking about bedroom initiation. Bedroom initiation is what you asked me, right?
In a relationship.
Okay, in a relationship.
Marriage.
In a relationship?
See, I had a lover.
Was you in a relationship?
No, it was not. It was purely a physical situation.
Okay.
It was. It could be my. Next topic.
Okay,
Next topic.
I already know.
For the next show.
Okay.
But the poll question, since this is a big hot debate, the poll question is, I want, please respond. Go to the website, put your response in. Who should initiate sex in the bedroom in a relationship? Okay. Well, once again, my show airs on Saturday at 8 and 11. It also airs Wednesday nights at 9. You can email the show and download the app.
Yes, download the app. Dre's Radio Cafe on Google Play. Go to Dre's Radio Cafe. Go to Google Play, type in Dre's Radio Cafe. You got to type in the whole thing. You'll see the app there. You can download the app. It's free. In there, you can look up Crown Royal Conversations with Annie Mae. And there you can go listen to her old shows. Also, you can answer the poll question at the very, very bottom. There's a poll question. You can answer the poll question. You can also get an opportunity to email her any questions, anything like that. that you may have. It's a worldwide thing of stuff you can ask her. You can also call in 615-540-3998 or text the same number, any of your questions and stuff. We'll relay them to her. She can get them all in. Last week's poll question, I didn't get no answers for that. I didn't get no answers for it. I guess, we'll have to look at it, and I might leave it on there as a poll question and do a double poll question. So we'll have two, the initiation thing and whatever it was last week. What was it last week? Because I already told you the other one. The one last week. Hold on, I'm going to find out exactly what it is for you, too. The last poll question was...
Drum roll.
Hold on. I'm looking at it right here. Hold on. Next week's, what is next week's topic? You ain't even tell me that.
The next week's topic is, I was going to do something different, but I want to change it up because I did a need to discuss this.
It could be two parts.
Sexual relationships.
It could be two parts. You never know now.
Sexual relationships. Because someone doesn't know the difference between lovers and that type of relationship. Yeah, there's different type of sexual relationships out there. You have swingers, you have lovers, escorts. What's the poll question?
I'm trying to find the poll question. Okay.
We're having technical difficulties in the studio.
Nah, we just got too many windows open. I'm over here trying to do. So
he's working on what the poll question
I'm working on poll questions and web pages and everything else in the process. So
and what you sipping on?
Doing this.
Could y'all please let me know, listeners, if you have a recommendation on a beverage? It needs to be alcoholic, okay? Somebody put in something silly. Kool-Aid. Silly. I'm not drinking Kool-Aid on my show.
Well, you drank wine.
Wine is not Kool-Aid. It's a port. It's actually 20% alcohol. Just want everybody to know.
20%?
Yes.
Alcohol.
Most wine isn't that high percentage. Saying.
Okay, your poll question last week. Oh, about the ejaculation in your partner's mouth.
Oh, we don't. We already had that. That was a no.
We didn't have
We didn't have one last week. Okay, no. I was wondering. I was like, wait a minute. We didn't have a poll question last week.
Nope. And no, didn't.
I thought we did.
Unless it was this, who takes the initiation in the bedroom. Was that it?
No, it was not.
Okay, just check and make sure.
That is this show. This next show. Okay. Well, this show's poll question.
Okay. Let's.
All right.
Okay. So, all right. So what else you got for us?
I'm pretty sure they're tired of us talking about our trash bags and trash cans being full. The rants of Dre's rants on Annie Mae's Crying Oral Conversations. Who will take the trash out?
You're crazy.
Just saying.
Well, much love. Appreciate everybody for listening. Annie Mae.
Yes.
Oh, what you sipping on?
What you sipping on?
We out there.